You have just been watching President Donald Trump at the White House there announcing his plan for a so-called Golden Dome. This will be a protective shield over the U.S., similar to what Israel has. He says the U.S. helped Israel with theirs, and now the technology is much more advanced. We also heard from Defense Secretary Hegseth, who called it a game changer, as well as General Gutwein, who said it's a great day for the nation. He said this is a bold and aggressive approach to protect the homeland from adversaries. And this Golden Dome is meant to protect, it's going to be a system that protects from space, from land, from sea. Jeff Zeleny has been listening in to that White House briefing and joins us now from outside the White House. Good to have you with us again, Jeff. So we have heard the Pentagon has presented three options, small, medium, large. No matter which way you look at it, this is going to be a very expensive Golden Dome, right?
It certainly is, and small, medium, large all come with a large, larger, and largest price tag, Lynda. There's no doubt that this is one of the most expensive endeavors of all the proposals that the president has indeed made. This Golden Dome proposal is viewed as very, very expensive, and just the timing of this could not have been planned necessarily, but it's because this has been on the White House schedule, but coming as the House Republicans are trying to put together a budget and tax bill that already is projected to send a deficits and the nation's debt soaring. The question is, where is there room for this? However, it's a priority of the president. He certainly wants to discuss it, so discuss it he is. He's in the Oval Office there, as you saw, talking about this. But even some of the most supportive Republicans are somewhat skeptical about the notion of accomplishing this in the short term anyway.
Yeah, it's an ambitious project. He said it will be completed in the next 3 years. He has set aside $25 billion in this current budget, which obviously hasn't got through yet. But we will discuss this further, no doubt. Jeff Zeleny, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
As Trump's spending bill makes its way through Congress, warnings of rising U.S. debt and the threat of tariffs are growing louder. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says that markets are showing, quote, an extraordinary amount of complacency. The New York Times and others are reporting that the Sell American trade is making a comeback after Donald Trump's tariff announcement sparked a large sell-off. And Citi wrote in a recent note that the U.S. could face a Liz Truss-style crisis. Well, Greg Valliere is the chief U.S. policy strategist at AGF Investments and joins us now from Washington. Good to have you with us.
Good to see you.
So, Greg, let's start with the credit rating. The U.S. obviously has lost its AAA credit rating from all three major credit rating agencies due to the growing fiscal deficit and, of course, rising interest costs. If Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill goes through, hopefully you're still there, if this bill goes through that Trump's trying to pass, what could it mean for the nation's fiscal imbalance?
Well, I think the budget deficit continues to rise. In this fiscal year that ends on September 30, we'll be well over $1 trillion in debt. And this Golden Dome, by the way, will be about $25 billion initially. And every year after that, it goes verge of spending over $1 trillion on defense. And I think and then we'll have a big debate in Congress over Medicaid, things like that. The problem is there's very few people in Congress who would cut dramatically. And I think that when they're finished this year, the deficit will be much higher rather than lower.
Yeah. And the head of Congress's independent fiscal watchdog has warned that ignoring the country's ballooning debt could lead to a crisis similar to what we saw in the UK with Liz Truss back in 2022. Do you agree with that assessment?
Could be. You can't say that you could be sanguine right now. The cost of these programs are staggering. Nobody really wants to do anything about it. We're going to get some tax cuts, and maybe not as much as Donald Trump wants, but sooner or later, this bill will pass. I think it's going to be later rather than sooner. It may be October before we get it done. But how ironic, with the Republicans talking about fiscal restraint, we're going to wind up spending a lot more money this year.
Yeah, exactly. Greg, we will continue the conversation soon. We are having a couple of little technical difficulties connecting with you, but we appreciate your time today. Greg Valliere, thanks so much.